Dara Connolly here. In this video today, I want to teach you how to tell a great story that helps others connect with you and your message. The power of storytelling and emotion will take the audience to a new level. Now, listen to this story. John stood on the stage. He was under the lights, and there were his hands trembling with nervousness. It was his very first speech to the entire company, and he was very nervous. The sweat started to form little beads on his forehead, which he occasionally wiped, but he was mostly trying to hide his trembling hands under his navy blue suit. But then he became more self-conscious as he was speaking and started to gently touch his neck. The hives were burning red there, and he worried the audience could see them from their seat in the auditorium. But his gesturing to that area made our attention look there. I bet you remember what color the man's suit was in this story, or what part of his body I mentioned that he gently touched. Knowing how to tell a great story is essential to draw your audience in and listen. We are wired for stories. When you tell a good story, you're inviting the audience into your world, creating a shared experience. And that's where true influence happens. Think of the great speeches you've heard, whether it's Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs, or others. They all use storytelling to build emotional bridges. Now, as a presentation skills expert, this is where I help many of my clients. Your ability to tell better stories greatly affects how your audience interprets your message. You don't want them to just hear your story. You want them to feel it, relive it with you. Here are my practical tips today on how you can tell a better story, where you can shift from delivering information to speaking with influence. Let me share a few key strategies. Number 1, lead with emotion. Begin your speech with a personal story or a relatable experience that connects emotionally with your audience. That sets the tone for engagement. Number 2 is simplify your message. Instead of trying to overload your audience, focus on 1 or 3, no more, key takeaways. Less is really more here when it comes to impactful communication. And number 3, use pauses and body language. Don't rush. Pausing allows your audience to absorb what you just said, and your body language should be open and inviting, reinforcing your words. And number 4, end with a call to action, whether it's an inspiring message for the audience to act differently, or encourage them to make change, or to do something different. When we close our speech, it is the most impactful part of our presentation after the opening. Listen to this. In the end, speaking on stage isn't about you. It's about your audience, about influencing, connecting, and making your audience feel something that drives them to act. So the next time you're on a stage, I dare you to go a little deeper with your stories. Can you add more colors, sights, sounds, vivid imagery, and emotions? Remember, it's not just the content of the story that you deliver, it's the connection you create and to get others to relive it with you. That's where the true impact happens. I'm Dara, and I dare you to speak with impact. Feel free to jump on a call with me and let's have a conversation on how I can help you tell better stories.